Hello, good afternoon, dear friends, dear members, viewers in Pakistan, Afghanistan, India, and some other countries. I hope all of you be great and be on safe side. To be honest, I'm so glad, I'm excited about this to make another videos because whenever you like, whenever you subscribe me on the time, you give me indirectly power, indirectly energy to make another videos about my grammar series. And also I come back another session. Before that, I would like to say something about something that is important. And I tell you, especially those learners, you are struggling. That's why you have a painful story. That's why we have a program for this story. And also, just keep going, carry on, and you will succeed in your path. That's right. And also, in today's session, in the previous lecture, and also we discussed about noun, and we already finished nouns, and also we have another topic that is given before. It was about verb, and we already discussed about the origin of verb, definition of verb, and also types of verbs. And today I'm gonna speak about the remaining topic that was in verb. As usual, we will discuss about past of speech, and you know about past of speech, and also we have some diversity topic in here. And the first one is noun, and we already discussed about noun, and it is done before. And the second topic was about pronoun, and also, as usual, we discussed about this part as well, and it had been finished. And today, we'll discuss about verb. And also, in verb, we also discussed about some topics that was separately in the, it means part of verb. The first one was the origin of verb, we discussed about it. And also the definition of verb, we discussed about it, and types of verbs. Other types of verbs, we have two types of verbs. The first one is main verb, and also the second one is auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs. And here in auxiliary main verbs is called also ordinal verb. And this part is called helping verb. Helping verb. And also in ordinal verbs, we have some other topics that is included in main verb. The first one is about what? Transitive verbs. The second one is intransitive verbs. And also the third one is, it means phrasal verbs. And fourth, we have linking verbs. And the fifth one is stative verbs. And also last one, causative verbs. Causative verbs. On the other hand, helping verbs are divided in three parts. The first one is principal auxiliary verbs, and the second one is what? It is modal auxiliary verbs, and also the last one is semi-modal auxiliary verbs. And today our topic is about transitive verbs. What is transitive verbs? Transitive verbs. It's a types of verbs which take object and complete the meaning of what? Sentence. And complete the meaning of sentence. So, if I say, I kicked the ball. And here this one is subject, this one is verb, and also this one is object. If I say that second examples about this ones, she plays game. And this one is also object. It's called what? Transitive verbs. As I told you in the previous time, in the previous lecture, if you didn't study this part, main verbs and also the definition of main verbs, kindly go to our playlist and find the verbs, and you will understand the definition of that and also the origin of that. Then come to my new lecture that is in here transitive verbs. And also it is the first one. As you know, in here in transitive verbs, as I told you in this lecture. And also we have types of transitive verbs. Types of transitive verbs. How many types of transitive verbs we have? We have the first ones, monotransitive verbs, and also the second one is ditransitive verbs, and the third one is, it means complex transitive verbs, and the last one is, it means pseudo transitive verbs. And also we have 4 types of transitive verbs in English language. What is the meaning of the first ones? Monotransitive verbs. Monotransitive verbs. It's a types of transitive verbs which take one object and complete the meaning of sentence. How many objects? One object, and complete the meaning of sentence. It is a type of monotransitive verbs. If I give you example, it means she watches TV. And here we have, this one is monotransitive verbs. I'm sorry, this one is object and this one is monotransitive verbs. And after that we have the second one, ditransitive verbs. Ditransitive verbs. And also it is the opposite of this ones. It's a types of transitive verbs. Transitive verbs which take 2 objects. 2 objects and complete its meaning. How many objects? It is a type of transitive which takes 2 objects and complete the meaning of sentence. For instance, if I give you example, she bought a computer for her brother. But in here we have how many objects? We have 2 objects in here. The first one is a computer. It is a direct object. What? Direct object, and this one is indirect object. And also it is called ditransitive verbs. And after that, if I give you another example, I prepared food for children. It's my job and I prepare food. Food is the direct object and children is the indirect object. And after that we have the number 3, we have complex transitive verbs. Complex transitive verbs. Complex transitive verbs are those, it's a types of transitive verbs which need an object as well and a complement. But complex transitive verbs. For instance, example, she met what? She met him happy. Got it? This one is object, but it is the complement of the object. If I say another example for this one, it is played game what? Well, it is the complement of object. The complement of object. It is the number 3. And also the next one is we have number 4. Pseudo transitive verbs. What is the meaning of this one? It's a type of transitive verbs. It's a type of transitive verbs. Verbs which what? Take object. Take object, but can't be changed to passive. To passive. It's a type of transitive verbs which can take object, or it is possible to take object, but it is impossible to change in passive. Passive, you know about this, and after tenses we'll discuss about passive. We have voice, active voice, passive voice. For instance, if I say, I am planning to get to, it means complete the grammar. And in passive, it is possible to say it is being planned to complete the grammar in head. It is the second sentence is passive. So, and also, if I give you examples and such as verbs like have, has, had, and also possess, it's what? Etc. is a type of what? Complex pseudo-transitive verbs. For instance, if I say in here, examples, I have a car, but it is object, it takes object, but it is impossible to change in passive. It is what? A type of, it is transitive verbs and it is called pseudo-transitive verbs. And after that we have, the next part is about, we already finished the transitive verbs, and after that, as I given in here, the first lecture was intransitive verbs. What is intransitive verbs? Intransitive verbs, number 2. The first one is number 1, and it divided in 4 parts. And the second one is intransitive. Intransitive verbs. Intransitive verbs are those verbs, which do not need, don't need what? Object. We don't need object, but it needs what? Complement. And don't get it is wrong in here. Object and complement are different. Every object can be complement, but every complement cannot be object. For instance, if I say example, she goes to what? Where? School. And also it is what? Transitive, intransitive verbs, but it is not the object, it is the complement. And also if I say she or he, it means study slowly. It is adverbs, but it is not an object, it is complement. And after that we have number 3, linking verbs. Linking verbs. Linking verbs is a type of verbs. Also is called what? Connector. Connector. It's a type of verbs. Verbs which connect our subject with the rest of the sentence. With the rest of sentence. It is the what? Linking verbs, as it is clear the title of it. For instance, she is a what? She is a teacher. This one is what? Linking verbs. And also such as is, in, are, and also looks, like, felt. These verbs can be what? Linking verbs. If I give you another examples, I was a doctor. It can be what? Of linking verbs. And number 4, we have phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs. Oh, I'm sorry about this word. Somebody at the door and I used to go there and to open the door. That's why I'm alone in here. There is no anyone else. And also we have phrasal verbs. What is phrasal verbs? Phrasal verbs, verb plus preposition or adverbs. Adverbs which give a particular meaning. What is called phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs. And also we have two types of phrasal verbs in here. Two types of phrasal verbs. The first one is, let me explain in here. Types of phrasal verbs. Types of phrasal verbs. How many types we have? We have two types of phrasal verbs. The first one is separable phrasal verbs. And the second one is unseparable. Separable phrasal verbs. What's the meaning of separable phrasal verbs? Separable phrasal verbs are those verbs, it means verbs which spread by inserting noun or pronoun. It means it is a type of verbs whenever you put a verb, a noun or pronoun on that time, it will be separate from each other or it's separate from each other. If I give you an example from this part, in a sense, for instance, we have like turn down. Oh, sorry, pick up. Pick up. It is a phrasal verbs. Verb plus adverb is called what phrasal verbs? Verb plus adverbs. And also, I can change these ones. Pick the pen up. And also, these separate from each other by inserting what? Noun. And also, in here we have together. In here we have separate from each other. And the first one is pick, and the last one is up. And it is changeable, or you can separate from each other. Kick on. Kick on. It's a what? Separable phrasal verbs. And the second point, we have what? Unseparable phrasal verbs. Unseparable phrasal verbs. Whenever you say number 2, unseparable phrasal verbs. It means are those verbs which can't, it means change or what? Separate. Separate by inserting verbs, noun or pronoun. What is called unseparable phrasal verbs. For instance, if I say sit down, it is unseparable because you cannot separate from each other. If I say come on, but if I say turn off, it is separable. This one is separable in here. Turn off. It is separable because turn the light off. Turn off or turn the light off. And these are what? Separable and separable phrasal verbs. And we already discussed about verbs. And two types of verbs are remain and have. Which one? We have steady verbs. And also we have what? Number 2, causative verbs. Because we already discussed about types of verbs that we discussed in here. Which types? It is transitive verbs. I'm sorry, not transitive verbs, main verbs. We have 6 types of main verbs. The first one is transitive and also intransitive, linking verbs, phrasal verbs, and also what? Causative verbs and steady verbs. And 2 topics will be discussed in the another session because causative verbs has some specific points and I have to talk about that clearly. That's why if I talk about this ones, it will be more than 30 minutes on that one. It will be so boring and also exhausted to listen to my videos. That's it, and also thank you so much once again and it means for your consideration and also your patience, and also see you next session. That's it.